The finale down here in Sardinia. Right, next award as we pay tribute to the best coach over the course of the season. We've seen new world-class coaches come to the fore as clubs have, across the entire continent, continued to set the standards even higher. The bar has very much raised. Our winner has done exactly that. Time now for you to see who this year's finalists are.
Xabi Alonso, Ruben Amorim, Carlo Ancelotti, Mikel Arteta, Gianpiero Gasperini, Pep Guardiola, Simone Inzaghi, Thiago Motta, Xavi, Unai Emery.
And the winner is Bayer Leverkusen's Xabi Alonso.
I'm really proud to receive this award, not just for myself, I think for all Bayer Leverkusen. I think that what we have lived this year, it has been phenomenal. It has been a fantastic journey. It felt really special from the beginning for all the connections that we created with the fans, with the players, with the staff, and we have been able to have a dream season. For sure, next year, Mr. Rummenigge and his friends will try to make it hard for us, but it's going to be challenging, and we look forward to keep developing this project, to keep developing this club, and with a great job from all the parts, we are going to be proud, so thank you very much.
Xabi Alonso speaking there last night during their best coach, when he received the best coach awards last night, and well, who saw that coming? A lot of people saw the award coming for the Globe Soccer Award, the European edition. Shout out to most of the winners or all of the winners. Kylian Mbappe was also part of the winners in that particular award event. With that, we welcome you to Kickoff Sports Show. This morning, you heard what Alonso said. It's going to be a crazy Bundesliga come next season. Bayern will be coming tougher. Well, remember, Barcelona, the Hansi Flick, come around and he's putting pens to papers, taking charge of Barcelona. Xabi Alonso staying back in Germany. But remember, it's going to be a battle of the German Bundesliga side, Borussia Dortmund, and the Spanish La Liga side, Real Madrid, and the UEFA Champions League final going down in Wembley. Jude Bellingham has been talking well for Kylian Mbappe, who won't be playing the UEFA Champions League final, but let us see if Spanish La Liga side Real Madrid gets to the final of the UEFA Champions League come next season. This and more are going to be our focus on the show this morning. We as well look at what is happening in the world of tennis, talk about NBA this morning. Yes, we all expected to have a run through for a team in the wee hours of today, but hey, guess what? He's now 3-1 in the game 4, now going to game 5. We talk about that as well. My name is OLADAPO. It is Kickoff Sports Show. This is Solutions 93.9 FM. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Remember, click like, share, subscribe, follow. Let's go. All right, let us start with tennis here, where we have updates concerning what is going down in the French Open British tennis. So we'll have no contender in the second round of the singles at the French Open for the first time since 2020. The final two Brits standing on Tuesday were Dan Evans and Katie Butler. Evans played under the roof of court Suzanne Leclerc against the number 13 seed Garoon, while Butler tackled Paulo Batosa late in the evening after rain played havoc. Was scheduled on day 3 of the French Open. Evans ended up falling to a fired-up Rune in straight sets of 6-4, 6-4, 6-4, and was left irritated by some delays in the third set. Butler was also defeated, running Badosa close, but eventually falling 4-6, 7-5, 6-4. That is concerning the Brit players right there at the Roland Garros. But let us look at some other results, same as what will be going down today at the French Open. In the ATP category, Themis Echeverry through Casper Ruud, Themis Markov, Alex de Minaur, Arthur Rijaniec, Jan Munar, Mariano Navone, Alejandro Davidovic Fokina, Taylor Fries, David Goffins, Flavio Cobolli, Jean-Luc Dustrov, Ogorod, Giulio Zepieri, Luciano Darderi, Thanasi Kokinakis, Roberto Cabela Biena, Tyler Gracebourne, Novak Djokovic, and Alexander Bublik for the WTA for the ladies through. Elena Rybakina, Quang Xiang, Anna Blinkova, Tamara Kopacz, Elise Mertens, Petra Martes, Elena Vezia, Antje Drews, Arina Sabalenka, Peyton Stearns, Daria Kasatskina, Madison Keys, Mira Andreeva, Emma Navarro, Mayuka Uchijima. More players are through in the WTA. We've got Paulo Badosa, Yulia Putintseva, Victoria Zarenka, Sara Irani, and Maya Sharif. Hey, but remember, games are going down today. And looking at the ladies, I love ladies. Not only about big things, but I love ladies, right? But let's look at the WTA category and look at the games going down today. Jana Fett will take on Maria Boskova. Katja Volyanet will be up against Marketa Vondrousova. All these games going down by 10 o'clock, same as Leda Fernandez taking on Jingjing Wang. Caroline Garcia back to Sofia Kenin. Clara Towson against Jelena Ostapenko. Well, tough one going down today. Well, I won't be disappointed. Ons Jabeur will be up against Maria Soto. This should be an easy walk for Ons Jabeur against Osorio. A lot of games going down, but the top one going down 2:30 today is the Polish star Iga Swiatek against Naomi Osaka. Corey Goff will be up against Tamara Zidansek. Kristina Boscha against Elizabeth Kochereto. And Amanda Anisimova taking on Ludmila Samsonova, going down by 3:30, going straight to the ATP category this morning. First game of the day, we'll see Matthew Rinaldi against Alexander Müller and Kenny Nishikori taking on Ben Shelton. Danny Admire taking on Stefano Tsitsipas as Ubao Kars will be up against Brando Nakashima. Lorenzo Sonego taking on Xingzhen Xiang. More games to go down today. Carlo Alcaraz will be in action by 12:30 against Jasper de Jong. Fabio Marozan against Grigor Dimitrov. Last game of the day, we see Richard Gasquet against Jannik Sinner. And that will be by 7:15. Moving on away from tennis this morning, let us look at more updates here. Talking about basketball.
Three, and he continues it here to the three. Rebound saved inside by Jones. Doncic way outside.
We recognize he has the smallest.
It's a Minnesota rebound. Look at the speed of Edwards. Hold on as he takes it right down the middle into the heart of the D. It's on Doncic. He'll shoot over Gobert. First team All-NBA in a three. Looks over Reggie Miller and Stan Van Gundy and says remains on the floor for the Mavs. Taking the place again for Green has come in. He's defending Edwards, and Edwards just gives
excellent to start this game.
It's kind of like game 2 against Denver, where there was optically just a wow. It's a spinning move by Gobert.
Look at the pass.
Hand off to Towns, who cut and drove and got the deuce inside. Three. It's picked up. Kyrie's got it. Fakes, drives, leans up, left-handed shot is in. Gobert will set a screen.
Gotta go.
Edwards, another screen. A two. Good. Big time shot.
That is absolutely huge, and this is
2 for 1 and not have to foul at the other end.
Gobert in front of Irving. Left-handed pass. Thrown away, a turnover. Henderson's got it.
I think he was trying to find it.
Gotta go quick here. I'd get up and get 2 guys on him right now.
Doncic with the desperation. And a foul!
He's gonna face the court.
And he finds Reed. Scoops it up. Doncic a spinning three. Rebound inside. Washington. Irving back to Washington. Triple. No. Doncic in there. Knocked away by Reed. And Minnesota has won and stayed alive.
Basket will not count.
And Minnesota wins at 105.
All right, so, well, you heard that game that happened in the game 4. Minnesota Timberwolves are beating Dallas Mavericks 105 to 100 points. And for Minnesota Timberwolves, winning 1 out of 4. Well, let's see what happens in the game 5, game 6, or maybe game 7. But here is Anthony Edwards talking about the game 4 victory over Dallas Mavericks.
Anthony, how heavy is that weight that has now been lifted off your shoulders?
It haven't been lifted off. I mean, we still got a lot of work to do, man. We just wanted to get one game to extend the series.
When that foul happened on Luka, what was going through your mind? How bad were you beating yourself up?
No answer, man, because it's crazy. No answer.
You were different before this game. You were loose. You said, it's not time to go home yet. What felt different about tonight?
I mean, I ain't never been swept in my career. C. Hines texted me this morning and told me that even though I've been to the playoffs only 3 times, I've never been swept. So, you know, I took it personal, man. I didn't want to go home. I didn't want to get swept. I definitely didn't want to get swept. Not on their home court, hearing the fans talk trash all day. So, I mean, I think we came out and we competed at a high level today.
Well, you've led this series with 5 minutes left to go every single game. The same happened again tonight, but the ending was different. What made the difference?
I think I was aggressive. I didn't run to the corner in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth. I didn't just shy away from the ball. I kept going to the ball, and they kept giving it to me and trusting me.
Thanks, Dan, so much. We'll see you in Mini.
Now, in this game of sports, it is either you go hard or go home. That came from Anthony Edwards. Now they head back to Minnesota for Game 5 on Thursday night to see if they can make things even more interesting against Dallas.
But I ain't gonna kill myself. Outside is so good, and I gonna need your ginger, brother me. I did for you and you did for me. No be today you dey cover me. Even though we don't see on a regular, I dey with you, my brother. Cash on my shame, we share the money. Everybody is a winner, man. Out there need open explanation. I'm on no food for a lazy man. I did for you and you did for me. No be today you dey cover me. Even though we don't see on a regular, I dey with you, my brother. Go, go.
Okay, go hard, go home. That's a song from Young John, the Wicked producer. Now, let's go talk about another game, which is boxing. Well, one man did not go hard. He had to go home losing, and that's Tyson Fury. Now, Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk are set to agree a date for their eagerly awaited rebout within the next month, and that is coming from promoter Frank Warren. Usyk emerged victorious via split decision when the rivals met earlier this month to become the first undisputed heavyweight champion since Lennox Lewis in 1999. It had been well publicized in the lead-up for the fight that Fury-Usyk contract included a rematch clause, with both men evidently keen to honor the later this year. All right, now let's check update about athletes going for Olympics and what is also happening to ex-athletes and current athletes. Well, Brazilian pole vaulter Thiago Braz has been banned for 16 months by Athletics Integrity Unit AIU for committing a doping offense. Braz, the 2016 Rio Olympics champion, is deemed to have breached World Athletics anti-doping rules relating to the presence of prohibited substance ostarine. Ostarine has a similar effect of testosterone and is not approved for human consumption in any country. Braz, who was provisionally suspended last July, said he unknowingly consumed the substance through sports supplements given to him by his nutritionist and will launch an appeal against the ban with a court of arbitration for sports cars. Now let's move on this morning. Going to the other side, we'll look at updates from the world of football. But after this commercial break, still Kickoff Sports Show on Solutions 93.9 FM.
Mr. Teacher, please, what happens when children come to school? How is it that they leave home very neat and return looking so different?
Non-stop action, ma. All the learning and sports burn energy. So those sweat stains, torn uniforms, and dirty shoes, they show that your kid has been very active.
Now, wow.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them the new and improved Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of their day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo!
Ìrìn ló jẹ́ má lọ fọ́ àwa fún ẹ. Ibikíbi tó àṣà mọ́ pa wá pẹ̀lú ẹ. Ìwọ ló ló ní pàdé FCMB wà fún ẹ. Ìwọ ló ló ní ọ̀la ti dájú. Jọ̀wọ́ má ṣọ̀lẹ pẹ̀lú FCMB. Ìwọ ló ló ní ọ̀la ti dájú. Jọ̀wọ́ má ṣọ̀lẹ. Ìró tó kò jẹ́ bàbá ọ̀tá tán síbẹ̀ ó pàdé o. Jọ̀wọ́ má ṣọ̀lẹ. Dúró tán ti dájú. Pẹ̀lú FCMB.
FCMB, èmi àti pánkì mi.
News, sports, entertainment. Top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Check-in time right now. It is 9:17 from your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9 FM here in the city of Ibadan. It is Kickoff Sports Show live here on your radio. Remember, you can stream the station via different social media platforms and Facebook. It is Solutions 939 FM on YouTube, Solutions 939 FM. Download our app via Google Play Store, Solutions 939 FM. Search Radio Garden, Solutions 939 FM. So if you're outside the country or even outside the state, and in case you're just tuning in, my name is OLADAPO Kunubi. Let's go straight and talk about the Federations Cup. Well, it is called the President's Federations Cup, and games are going down today at different centers in Nigeria. Shooting Star Sports Club of Ibadan on the road in Abuja against El Kanemi Warriors. That game is going down 1 p.m. Same time, Inter Lagos and Ikorodu City will be battling each other. And, well, looking at that game is Lagos Derby. Yes. Two teams coming from Lagos. Well, Ogala Media, shout out to you guys. Same as Pooja. These guys have done a great work concerning Ikorodu City. Now, Katsina United will be battling Kano Pillars by 4 o'clock. Same time, KB is up against Aqua United. Abia Warriors will be up against Aqua United. Remember, Abia Warriors will be taking on Shooting Stars here in Ibadan in the Nigeria Premier Football League Match Day 34. And remember the Fan Fest going down, so you have to get to the stadium by 1 p.m. to enjoy more fun. Even after the game, there's also more fun. Sakoto United will be up against Yimba International as Sunshine Stars of Akure battles Rivers United. Last game for today, EFCC will be up against the Wiki Tourists of Bochi. Moving away from the Federations Cup, not really good news for Super Eagles of Nigeria's coach. That is Finidi George about Napoli forward Victor Osimhen. Remember, I said it some days ago, even before Finidi George unveiled his list for the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers against Bafana of South Africa and Benin Republic, about the injury concerns of Victor Osimhen and some key players. But Napoli and reports confirmed that Victor Osimhen will miss the 2 games for the World Cup qualifiers against Bafana of South Africa and Benin Republic due to injury. Now, for that, head coach Finidi George has already extended invitation to Rangers defender Kenneth Igboke as his replacement. Now, Igboke's invitation increased the number of home-based players in the team to 3. So for those clamoring for home-based players to be invited, now we have 3. The question is, will they make this invitation count? Enyimba goalkeeper Lauren Leke Ojo and Remo Stars Sadiq Ismail were part of the 23-man squad named last week by coach Finidi George. Well, Ademola Lookman and his Napoli teammates will be awarded the city of Bergamo's highest honor for winning the Europa League final. The winger and his teammates will be awarded with the Bergamo's gold medal by the mayor of the city, Giorgio Gotti. So, well, the official ceremony will take place on Friday, May 31 at the Palazzo Frizzoni. Remember, for Ademola Lookman scored 3 goals scored a hat-trick in the final and made sure his side, Atalanta, won against Bayer Leverkusen, a team that went into that game unbeaten throughout the season in Italy, even in Europe. All right, now let's talk more about awards on the show this morning, and it was Kylian Mbappe claiming the Global Award as the best men's player.
The final award of the evening is reserved for European football's finest.
Yeah, it's the last one of the night. It's the player who not just set the standard, but raised it with performances that have taken him to the very, very pinnacle of the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to crown the best player of the year.
Right time now for us to reveal to you the final finalists of this year's awards.
Jude Bellingham, Phil Foden, Antoine Griezmann, Serhou Guirassy, Erling Haaland, Harry Kane, Lautaro Martinez, Kylian Mbappe, Rodrigo, Mohamed Salah, Bernardo Silva, Vinicius Jr.
And the winner is France and PSG's Kylian Mbappe.
Big pleasure for me to be here. I see some great player, great manager, great president, big legend, friends. It's always an honor for me to be here with you guys. Another trophy, individual this time. It's always a pleasure. I want to say thank you to my club. I think my president is here. Thank you for everything. This amazing club, the best in France, one of the best in the world. Big honor to play for this club. Amazing season. We won many trophies. I want to say thank you to my teammates, to everybody who helping me, all the guys on my team also. It's always great to see that everybody can recognize your game, and it's always a pleasure to be part of this game, part of this event. And it's part of the journey. I want to work hard to keep my name in the history of football, and it's just one step, and I'm really happy to be here. Thank you guys, and good evening.
Okay, Kylian Mbappe there receiving the Globe Soccer Awards, European edition. And, well, for other winners, Best Coach of the Year, you heard that, Xabi Alonso, Best Men's Club of the Year, Manchester City, Best Women's Club of the Year, Barcelona Feminine, Top Scorer of the Year, Harry Kane, Breakthrough of the Year, Atalanta being recognized, that's a Breakthrough of the Year, Emerging Player of the Year, Barcelona's youngest talent, Lamine Yamal. Okay, away from that, now let us count down to Euro 2024, because we are seeing a lot on the side. Well, some players invited, some players dropped, and some players talking ahead of the European competition.
We got our secrets hidden inside our bones. Starlight that bleeds when all of the lights come on. It's a beautiful miracle. How you lift me up when I feel low. Beautiful, everglow. Now we're shining like a sea of gold. Yeah, we're on fire tonight, like a million.
We on fire, and that's the official song. Medusa, One Republic, Lone Fire, official Euro 2024 song. Now let's go straight and check more updates concerning the Euro 2024 as we count down to that European tournament. Leicester City striker Tom Cannon has been given his first Republic of Ireland senior squad call-up for next month's friendlies against Hungary and Portugal. The 21-year-old, who has one under-21 cap, scored 2 goals in his 13 appearances in the season's championship as the Foxes clinched a return to the Premier League. Now, talking about another side, that is Belgium. Manchester City drew Kevin De Bruyne and Jeremy Doku, a part of Belgium's squad for Euro 2024, but Real Madrid goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois has been left out. The provisional 25-man squad features many Premier League stars, including Arsenal's Leandro Trossard, Aston Villa's Yuri Tielemans, Everton midfielder Amado Onana, Leicester's Walter Faiz, and Fulham's Timothée Castagna. Well, for Solutions 93.9 FM, we'll be doing giveaways for jerseys of teams are playing at the Euro 2024. You want to be part of this? We'll let you know more. Just stick to this dial. Solutions 93.9 FM. However, French forward Kylian Mbappe is ready for Euro 2024 and ready for his next move.
I play in a great team. I think that's helped a little bit. When you play with great players, you have one of the best managers. You have one of the best team in the world. They help you every day. And after, I think, I changed a lot as a player, as a man. I have more experience now. I know a little bit more the world of football. I know how you need in the opponent games, all you need every time if you want to perform all the season, how that's work. And I think that's helped me a lot. But there is a long way and a long things to do because, like I said, I want to do a lot of things in the football, and I think it's far away from what I want to do. And that will start this summer with the Euro and after with the next step of my life. So I can't wait to be there this summer, and I can't wait to show more things to people in football.
Okay, so let's wait to see where Kylian Mbappe will lead front two. They've won this twice, and with this bit of time, the Didier Deschamps side will go all the way to claim this. Well, we'll talk more tomorrow morning on the Kickoff Sports Show by 9 a.m. Coming up next is from the dailies. Adedamola LAFENWA is here, and Favour for Lauren Tola. Well, remember, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Tinubu, clocked 1 year today in office. More will be revealed. What are you expecting going into the next 365 days? My name is OLADAPO Kunubi. Shout out to Olufemi Ayodele. Good morning, Gibaton.
When did this world get so dark? We're not perfect, but we're trying. We all need to play a part, 'cause things will never change. Always stay the same until we do something about it. Talk and do, we need to just stop talking about it. We must talk and do. Why don't you do something? Yo. This is not a song, it's a statement about the state of a very lost generation. How could we let our little boys become rapists? And how could we let all of our love just turn to hatred? In the States we see cases of racism. White cops kill us cause we have black faces. And in Africa, I don't know where to begin. The same kind of murder, the same color of skin. And we don't care to use our platforms to make a difference. Prefer to drag each other on Twitter so we could trend. We filter all our Instagram pictures just to pretend like we're happy. True happiness only comes from within. And I don't watch the news cause it's all bad. Different days, same hashtags. Different names, different victims, same flashbacks. It don't concern you. May your children never also have to say me too. Amen. They ask me why I'm so consumed with community service. It's cause my community's hurting. My community's dirty. No one bats an eyelid. Cause everyone thinks it's someone else's problem to fix. And everyone prefers not to delve into politics. So why are we upset that the system's so full of ish? The nation that we need is our responsibility. The country we want to see, it starts with you and me. Something about it. Talk and do. We need to just stop talking about it. We must talk and do. Why don't you do something about it? Talk and do. We need to just stop talking about it. We must talk and do. Why don't you do something? Where is the love? Where is the patience? Boy, don't know what is the difference. It don't need too much, talking, looting and violence. Repeating the same thing, if you check, I'm not madness. We need a solution, time for some action. Too much talk, committee, no they function. The answer we define, it ain't inside me and you. Okay. Now it's time for all of us to talk and do. Come on.
Talking on the change anything. This is not the time for action.
Yes.
Talking on the solve anything.
Timmy Dacola. Let's go.
Yeah.
So talking on the change anything.
This is not the time for action. Talking on the solve anything.
This place my home. This place my home. No place like home. We never fit the blame of the leaders of the yesterday.
Talking on the solve anything.
Do something. Oh yeah, now give them. Take us home.
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Okay, it's 9:33 on Solutions 939 FM. My name is Adidamala LAFENWA. And talking about the song you just listened to, Talk and Do, which had various Nigerian artists on that beautiful song there. Talking about Talk and Do, today is May 29, 2024, which marks exactly 1 year in office of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. And we've always had these politicians coming in, during the campaign, all the promises, we'll do this, we'll do that. So it's a beautiful time for us to look into the first 1 year in office of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, talking about his promises, the campaign promises, and which of those promises has he or has the government been able to bring to fruition. Like we're saying this morning, we'll be talking about the 1 year in office of Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration and some other issues. A beautiful morning to you, Favour Olontola.
Good morning to you, Adidamala LAFENWA. Like you said, 1 year in office, and let's look at the talk and do the policies and the promises that has been made for the past 1 year, which has been, fulfilled, which is yet to be fulfilled. How has it been? A lot of people have, dug up the past administration of the past president who died May 18. I will remember his name. And there were so many comparisons on social media, especially on the minimum wage as well. We'll also delve into the minimum wage this morning, and then we add on to Kano State. Well, whereas we have our analysts on the program ready to, take us through all of this. Welcome to AM Updates. The stories I have, the newspapers I have with me are the Nigerian Tribune and the Nation newspaper.
Okay, I've got the Punch newspaper as well as the Vanguard newspaper this morning. And virtually all the papers talking about the 1 year in office, or the first anniversary of Bola Ahmed Tinubu in office. Okay, looking at the front page of the Punch newspaper. 1 year of the Tinubu administration, building a safer, stronger and prosperous Nigeria. And there is a picture of Bola Ahmed Tinubu there, talking about the renewed hope agenda and the policies or the promises, the campaign promises that administration made during electioneering. Moving away from that, Tinubu's first anniversary gift, FG plans fresh cash transfer scheme for 75 million Nigerians. Why did you laugh?
This one has also been generating so many responses from Nigerians as well.
Okay, well, I like the way the Punch captured it. I mean, it's Tinubu's first anniversary gift. FG plans fresh cash transfer scheme for 75 million Nigerians. But, I mean, have there been any, was there any cash transfer earlier?
No, it was stated today that it's going to start to this 75 million Nigerians. So we'll see where it's heading to.
And let's see who the beneficiaries will be. Moving away from that, Emirates tussle. Bayero stays as court gives conflicting orders on Sanusi. Page 3 will look into this as well. I mean, one court will come up and give a judgment, another one will come up and give why all this confusion coming from the judiciary. Minimum wage talks collapse again as Labour rejects 60,000 naira. That story found on page 10. And of course, these and many more stories were found on the pages of the Punch newspaper this beautiful Wednesday morning.
All right, on the Nation newspaper, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is saying "I" to me, waving his hand to me with the caption "Renewed Hope Agenda Priority Areas." I'll go down to that. But the major headline here says, 1 year of Tinubu administration, building a safer, stronger and prosperous Nigeria. Well, these are the agendas: economic reforms for sustained growth, unlocking energy and natural resources, economic reforms for sustained growth, strengthening national security, enhancing infrastructure and transportation, improving governance, boosting agriculture for food security, education, health, and social investment. All of this will be making an in-depth analysis on. Has it been fulfilled in the past 1 year? Yes or no? Now, on the envelope headline, the Nation newspaper for this morning. Nation's economy growing, says Edu. You can find that story on page 5. 75 million to get cash transfer. Oyetola, we've raised marine revenue by 92%. Page 5. Ondo APC primary, my respect for Tinubu absolute, says Jimo. Emir crisis, conflicting order of courts in Kano. Page 8 of the Nation newspaper.
Okay, moving to the Vanguard newspaper this morning, and I have this one saying the Tinubu effect, 365 days on Tinubu's bitter, sweet run. Well, I like the way it has been put on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. Strike looms as minimum wage talks end in deadlock again. And riders, FG OPS add 3,000 naira to earlier offers. Interesting. Labour challenges government to break down offer. Nationwide strike appears inevitable in June. Organized labor's demand may endanger job security. OPS, that is the organized private sector. Away from that, 6 things Tinubu must do to succeed. Article, you want to know those 6 things? Get a copy of the Vanguard newspaper. And let's take a trip to Kano, where this is coming from. Kano Emirates tussle. Courts gave conflicting orders on Sanusi's removal. Page 15. Still talking. This is quite interesting. FG now has enough to clear debt. Wale Edun. FG now has enough to clear debts. Wale Edom. We'll look into this particular story as well too.
Okay.
Now, Biafra Day. IPOB insists on May 30 sit at home in Southeast. The story is found on page 11. And these and many more stories, of course, will be found on the pages of the Vanguard newspaper this morning.
All right, on the Nigerian Tribune this morning, President Tinubu says executive orders will boost Nigeria's oil competitiveness. May 29. Tinubu not addressing National Assembly joint seated spokesman. Minimum wage, why we rejected federal government 60,000 naira offer. TUC president. Nigeria witnesses longest unbroken democracy legislative practice. NAS spokesperson. Inadequate funding hindering appointment of ambassadors. Federal government. We had a stroke, drink lots of water. Nakon tells Nigerian pilgrims in Saudi Arabia. Senate summons Education Minister, others over stranded overseas Nigerian students. You can have these and more from the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Well, like we said earlier, we'll be going through the 1 year in office of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And if you were to, give a pass mark, what would that pass mark be on your own part? But before we head there, let's go to the TUC president, that is Festus Osifo, letting us know why the minimum wage was rejected. Stay tuned, and afterwards we have our analyst join us this morning.
Labour has been very, very clear. Today the government came to the negotiation table. If you remember, the last time it was 57,000 naira. So they moved, just as you have articulated, they moved to 60,000 naira. So when they moved to 60,000 naira, the first thing that we asked them is that, please, can you kindly tell us, break this 60,000 naira down. How do you want a Nigerian to survive on this today? Somebody that is grade level 1, step 1. Okay, how will this person survive? Let's assume that this person is working in central area and he lives in Lube, or he lives in Maraba, or he lives in Yaya. Can you kindly give us the breakdown? What is the cost of transportation that is embedded in this 60,000 naira? What is the cost of feeding that is embedded in it? Give us that breakdown. They did not. So, but on the part of labor, from the beginning, we have been very, very consistent on this subject, because we have given breakdown on how we think a man that is married to a woman with 4 children, how they will survive. Because for us, the president has promised from day one that he was going to give Nigeria a living wage. You can go and read his inauguration speech and all the subsequent speeches he has made to the country. So we kept joining them there. But on their part, they did not give us that breakdown. Shehu, if you look at today, 60,000 naira today is at about 1,500 naira exchange rate. It is about $40. If you look at the last 2 minimum wage, when we negotiated 18,000 naira minimum wage in 2011 was equivalent to about $125. Then 30,000 minimum wage as well, depending on the exchange rate you used, it was about between $95 to $100. But you cannot give us $40 because the value. So our problem is not actually the volume of money. So you will hear 60,000 naira and go, this is huge amount of money, Shehu. But the question is, what is the value of this money? Our currency has eroded over time, and the purchasing power of our naira has greatly reduced.
All right, that was Festus Osifo speaking there. And there is one thing that I, took hold of. It was the breakdown in dollars. I am going to have to ask that question. Comrade Ayodeji Ajishope is right here with us this morning. Good morning to you, Comrade.
Hello, Comrade Ayodeji Ajishope.
Hello. Adishokwa, are you there with us?
Yes, very much there with you.
Good morning to you.
Well, good morning.
Yes.
All right, let's take it from what Festus Osifo said, the president of TUC, from that statement, talking about the deadlock that occurred again during the negotiations with the federal government.
Well, certainly, this is expected. It is not unexpected, as they would say. I mean, how do you arrive at a common ground from 1 million to 615 to 430? And then somebody is offering 54, then 58, and now 60. Where will you get the common ground? Where will you arrive at the common ground? As far as labor is concerned now, they shifted from 1 million to 615 to 400 and something, I believe. So, and then the other side is shifting from 48 to 54 to 60. Yeah, where will the common ground be? We're certainly headed, with labor, we're certainly headed for a coalition cause.
The demands of labor. Some people still believe that probably labor is not being realistic or being reasonable with that figure. That is it true that the federal government, and even if the federal government assents to it, will the state government be able to cope with that figure? That the labor.
Do you know the argument? Do you just look at the argument of labor? It does not mean that I'm in support of labor. Labor is coming up with a rational, logical, and empirical analysis. They say, federal government, how did you arrive at 60,000 naira as minimum wage in view of the basic needs of man? Food, shelter. Let's not even talk about clothing. Food and shelter and transportation. Those three, they are embedded in the wages we earn. You understand? So, they say a young man of 22 or whatever that earns minimum wage, maybe out of secondary school or something like that. So, 60,000. Or even a married man that does not have a qualification, that has a qualification that will not earn him more than, minimum wage. It takes a father, a mother. I said, how did you arrive at it? They said this is how they arrived at theirs. And I've always argued that certainly the fundamentals that they are using, you understand, might be wrong. Because you cannot judge the cost of living from Lagos to Ibadan to Ilorin, you understand? So, labor is wrong on that side. But federal government has refused to justify the minimum it is offering. I do not support any of the parties in their argument. I do not. The federal government might have reasons that they cannot open their mouth to talk about. You understand? But you can always, go about this thing. The spinners, those who they call spin doctors. I mean, they have spin doctors. Can the spin doctors come out? It's sad this, Keyamo is in aviation. Keyamo is a great spin doctor. If it speaks for, for instance, even the senator from Edo Adams Oshomole is giving that assignment. They are great spin doctors, but they do not hold brief for the president. In Galilei, he's not a spin doctor. Even the gentleman there, Adenuga, what's his name? Babayo Onanuga. He's not a spin doctor. Give it to aviation minister. Give it to Adams Oshomole. Those are spin doctors. They could turn things upside down. So, both positions not justifiable. Where do we find a middle ground? I think they're going to find a middle ground between it's dangerous, even 100 might be dangerous for the economy.
Because I was going to ask you, with barely 48 hours to the ultimatum given by labor, organized labor, do you feel that they will actually be able, both parties will be able to reach a compromise?
It is unlikely. Labor will go on strike. And strike or demonstration is not it. It's not it. Are you speaking to stakeholders, critical stakeholders?
But when we talk about labor calling for strike, I mean, in recent times, do you feel Nigerians our Nigerian workers still have this strong belief in labor force, especially when it comes to
No, they do not.
strike.
No, they do not. No, they do not. In the days of Buhari, when they moved PMS from what it was to 145 in one fell swoop, labor went back on 1 week strike. Nobody paid attention to labor. It was labor by itself that called up the strike and issued a statement saying that after appeal by well-meaning Nigerians, nobody paid attention to labor. I remember I told the TUC chairman live on television, I said, people do not believe in labor, the days are over. And of course, he agreed publicly. And he said, of course, there are things you have to earn. The labor leaders of those times earned the respect of the people, from Imodu to others that followed them. Let me tell you, when the degeneration of confidence in labor started, it started with Adam Oshiomhole. It started with Adam Oshiomhole. Go and check the record. When Obasanjo won a second term in office, pronto we saw him in the villa cutting cake.
Yeah, I remember
cutting cake with the president. People were like, what is this? And his response was that if Labour said anything, they would say Labour wanted to truncate democracy. It started with Adam Oshiomhole. I mean, the credibility to look at this man, Frank Okori, look at what they did. Almost brought a military government to its knees, paralyzed Nigeria. That was Labour. And then there is this argument by Labour now that your essence is the welfare of your people. You are not working for the Nigerian masses. Can you imagine that?
Okay, comrade.
So, yeah.
One of the arguments of Labour is that in 2015, the minimum wage was 18,000 naira, which was at around $100. In 2024, the minimum wage was 30,000 naira, which is currently at $19. See the depreciation. That means that Nigerians for the past 9 years have been, like 80% of Nigerians have been living in poverty. Now, adding to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 1 year in office, there's this 75,000 naira that is going to be distributed to 75 million Nigerians. Can this mitigate, the level of poverty that 80% of Nigerians are, currently in at this moment?
You see, that particular argument by Labour is unacceptable and it is late. When you start denominating Nigeria's living, I'm not saying economy, living wage or standard by the dollar. Let me give you a classic example. In the evening, you want to have dinner. You go, or even in the morning, you go and buy akamu. You buy akara. Akara 15 naira, decent, and because I eat a lot of it, you buy 6 pieces for 300 naira. You buy a 2 pieces of agiri, they call it agiri, buy 2 for 200 naira. That's 500 naira. Divide 500 naira, how many cents do you have in 500 naira, with which you can eat breakfast or dinner? How many cents? Will those cents buy you any meal or even a cup of coffee in dollars in any cafe? So that argument is lame. It is irrational and illogical as they come. A dollar is how much now? 1,500. So that is 33 cents. Will 33 cents buy you breakfast or dinner in the United States, anywhere? So that argument of Nigerians being impoverished and denominating it by the dollar is illogical and irrational in that sense. So, look, cost of living is in naira and not in dollar.
But most of the times comrade, times when there is any budget or any allocation, the government always weighs it in dollars. They're following the footsteps. Most times.
No, I don't get that. I don't get that. I don't get government doing things in dollars. I don't get that argument. I'm not clear about that argument you're putting up.
Okay. All right.
Hello?
Hello, I'm with you.
Yes. What I'm saying is most times, maybe when there is going to be a quantification or a lot, It's not always weighed in dollars. They give us figures in naira. Just give us figures in dollars.
In Nigeria's economy,
yes,
when government proposes a budget, yes, we make money. Of course, I mean, if you export, you will earn in foreign exchange. You will earn in foreign exchange, and it will be converted to local use. Nigeria does not award, state government does not award contracts in dollars. They award contracts in naira. They don't. No government does. Yes, you can receive grants in dollars, counterpart funding in dollars. Of course, it will be converted to naira. It is not nothing. No government activity is done. Even I remember during the Obasanjo's regime, they wanted to pay some ministers who came from the Bretton Woods. No, they were paying them in dollars, and people went against it and said, how could you be paying them in dollars? I think the guys that were earning in dollars, and of course they were not earning in naira, and you convert. I remember that woman would look up, okay, not the Konjewera, the other one. When they all went and begged Obasanjo.
Ezekwesili.
Ezekwesili. They begged Obasanjo. They could no longer pay their children's school fees. They could no longer do certain things. They had to go and beg Obasanjo. I'm not sure whether they were granted those concessions. And they, that is service. So things are done in the Nigerian economy by the government in naira. So calculating the impoverishment of the Nigerian worker in dollars is not applicable. I just give you a straightforward example. Just go and buy breakfast, 2 pieces of agidi and 300 naira akara. That translates at today's current rate of 1,500 naira to the dollar. That translates to about 33 cents.
Yes.
So will you get a breakfast of 33 cents in New York? Will you?
That still boils down to the government to make something better out of the economy. I mean, we are all complaining. They say dollars you want. That's why so many things are expensive in the market. It still boils down to the government to find something to do to balance the the exchange rate, so we wouldn't have to rely on calculations based on this, like the Labour just did.
Look, it is our fixation with the dollar. Our problem is not the dollar. Our problem is production. Even as it is, that exchange rate is to our advantage if we produce. If we produce, our products will be cheaper out there. When naira was liberalized during the days of Babangida, why did the Komoko farmers started smiling to the bank? Because it was cheap to buy our product, cocoa, raw cocoa, but they were paid in dollars. And of course, when they brought the dollars, they converted to naira, and it was good money. That was it. You remember when Babangida started the liberalization, scrapped the commodity board, and the cocoa merchants were selling by themselves. That was why they became suddenly rich. So that tells you our problem is production. And production. We are challenged in the area of production. That is our problem. Look, why is the American government shouting that the Chinese are undervaluing the yen? The Chinese undervalue the yen to ensure that their production, the massive production that they do, is cheap to be accessed. And that is why you have Chinese products all over the world. Because it is cheap to access. Cheap in quotes now.
Okay,
so
comrade,
it's a matter of production.
Because of our time, let's delve into some other issues. Today is the first anniversary of Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration in office, May 29, and it is on most of papers this morning talking about the assessing the 1 year in office of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, let's look at it critically from this angle. I like the way it's been put on Vanguard newspaper, saying that the Tinubu effect, 365 days on, Tinubu's bitter-sweet run. Now, how have Nigerians or Nigeria fared under this first anniversary of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration?
Look, there's no gainsaying. If you get out on the streets there and ask, no Nigerian on the street, and I mean the street people, those are the Nigerians. No Nigerian is going to tell you that it has been a sweet experience. It's not, no. I mean, no Nigerian is going to tell you. The people, and I mean the real people, they're not going to tell you that.
About the real people? Are there different kinds of people? You're saying real people. You're
of course, you and I know there are different kinds of people in Nigeria.
Okay.
Of course, the real people, the artisan, the woman that sells agbado, the woman that sells vegetables. Right. I mean, those are the real people. They constitute the majority of the people of Nigeria. You understand? Even those who earn salary. Is anybody that earns 250,000 or 350,000 naira? Is the person that does that thing and does not have any other supporting means. Is he going to say it's comfortable? Certainly not. But you see, that is looking at the immediate. When you look at it holistically, how did we get there? It was not sudden flight that took us there. And let me make this abundantly clear. We Nigerians, just like Senator Ali Ndume said, we have aided our leaders in raping the land. We have aided them. And, this government, you will say, did one thing, removal of subsidy. But it could have been done better. Prohibition before prohibition. Okay, what other things are they doing? There are two instruments, the managing an economy, the monetary and the fiscal. But the people out there, the real people, that's not their business, you understand?
Yes.
It is you and I that understand the monetary and fiscal. Oh, it's not their business. Their business is what is on the ground. How is it the government is doing this, government is doing that? They can enumerate what they are doing. I think they have been smart not to do one broadcast or address and start saying we did this, we did that. They have been very, very smart about that. Because people are not going to.
But one interesting thing about this government is that it keeps saying that the economy is growing. But what kind of economy is growing when the people, the citizens are not groaning? You claim the economy is growing, but the people are groaning. I mean, I'm looking at the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this morning, and this is coming from the Minister of Finance, saying that federal government now has enough to clear debt, that the economy is actually growing. But
the minister is dealing with statistics. Statistics, statistics, you are in your office, you collect data. They have people that go out and they deal with data. They collect data.
Do we now say that they're working with the wrong statistics, not the real thing on ground?
No, not that. No. The last time I interviewed NOA director in Oyo State on our station solution, she told me off record how they go out and collect on a weekly basis. They go to market and they say it is feedback. They get it back to the government and all of that. All these agencies, they do collation of data.
But this data don't tally with what is on ground.
Wait a minute. No, there are some fiscal data that are monetary information that they collect. The central bank governor, is it CBN that said the economy is growing?
The finance minister, Wale Edun.
Yes, because finance minister, central bank, they operate at par. So that is the statistics that they are working with. But the man on the street, his own statistics is how much is Congo of rice, how much is Congo of Gari. That is the man.
Comrade, I want us to shed more light. I want you to shed more light on this. You're talking about statistics. You're talking about them going to the street to gather data. Why are this data conflicting? I mean, they are. Who gives them the data? If they are going to the street to get this data, and even people on the street are saying otherwise.
Let me give you an instance. Now, month-on-month inflation rate. We are in May. We already have the April report.
Yes.
That report says, and I believe rightly so, that inflation month-on-month, year-on-year, it is 25 years high. But month-on-month, that is March to April, it has slowed down. Month-on-month, year-on-year, 25 high. But is it reflecting? Those are the kind of disparities that we're talking about. Month-on-month inflation rate for March and April has slowed down. That is statistic. But in reality, as it reflected in the market prices, that is it. As it reflected. Now, when they were gathering data, Naira to dollar rate, you understand, was improving. That is how statistics can be deceptive. When they were gathering data for April, they were gathering it in March or something. Now, that was a period that the value of the Naira to the dollar was coming down. And you know it affected rice and a few other things. And then Dangote introduced a reduction in the prices of diesel and all of that. That reflected shortly. But the moment the trajectory changed to up again, you know, the dynamics, the price dynamics started changing in the market. But they had gone with their own statistics. That is what is reflecting in their report, month on month to year on year, but not reflecting in the market. But you see, it comes down to production. Production. It is as straightforward as that. It is about production. I was asking somebody this morning, you'll do this for me. And he sent me a message, 3,000 new. I didn't even respond because I was doing it 1,000. I did not even respond. I mean, what percentage of increase is that? And I started asking myself, what are the inputs to what he was going to do? You understand? I was going to provide him with the basics, and he just did the wrapping up. And he said 3,000 new, something I used to do for 1,000 naira. You understand? So these are the things that determine the disparity, the deceptive look of statistics and reality.
But when you talk about production, what do you actually mean? I mean, when you say that is the one of the major problems the country is facing at the moment.
Food production.
Food production.
All the manufacturing outfits in Nigeria, at what level of their installed capacity are they producing? And basically, what is responsible for the shortfall in production are the inputs. And of course, the purchasing power of the consumer. That is why the president in his inaugural speech, I remember clearly, one of the things that we did not pay attention to is access to easy access to credit. In the so-called FAVOUR crimes today, access to credit is critical. After their lives, they guard their credit worthiness jealously. After their lives, nothing must affect their credit worthiness because that is what guarantees easy access to credit. You understand? And of course, if there is easy access to credit, you understand? I will buy some things that I need. Not even people will buy things they want beyond their needs. I know the lender knows that in the next 25, 30 days, I will earn another pay. If that is guaranteed, you have noticed that in Oyo State, for instance, since salaries have been steady and assured, banks are giving people, you can draw ahead of your salary.
Comrade, access to credit is just one of the basic things you need to start production. What about the power to run it? What about the power to run it? What about the conducive environment? Do you feel the government has done enough to create this enabling environment for this production companies to grow?
Of course not. That is as a result of the neglect of not 10, 20, 30 years. I keep saying it, we didn't arrive at this location by sudden flight. These governments know we have a whole ministry of planning, economic planning, national planning. There's no name they have not given it. What are they planning? That they did not plan for population in terms of school, in terms of power consumption, in terms of infrastructure. You understand? If this thing did not happen overnight, it has been a journey. And if we ever think that this thing will be corrected or addressed fully in 1 year, look, we are deceiving ourselves. I will not deceive myself. The important thing for me is, do they seek to understand? That is the first thing. Do they seem to understand the challenges they are confronted with as federal or state government? Does it seem that they are taking the right decision and right action? At our level, these are the things we should be looking at our own level. You and I, each and every one of us. The man on the street is different. He only wants to hear how much is Congo of rice, how much is Congo of beans. So these are the challenges. Because we did not arrive at this location. One government was there for 8 years. Nasir El-Rufai, governor of Kaduna, said, they told the man, they did a report. The governors did a report and gave it to Buhari. Buhari kept it. He said he kept going back there. And then a government that was in office for 8 years, you are now leaving. And you now say immediately you leave, subsidy should be removed. Come on, that is irresponsible. That is irresponsible. And then we want to heap the whole blame on the successive administration that decided to do that. Yes, doing it wrongly, not in the right way.
Because I wanted to say that you can't pull out the present administration from the fault as well too. Because like you rightly said at the beginning, there are some things that should have been done.
It's 1 year today.
Indifferently.
I remember, I think we were together exactly a year ago when subsidy removal was announced. And look at the ripple effect we are all experiencing till date.
I remember it was a Thursday.
Yeah,
I remember it was a Thursday. And I was about going on air for a program. It was, my guest was an APC man, an APC stalwart who roundly condemned the removal of subsidy. So, are they doing the right thing? When the minister said they have enough money, the money they have now is in naira. You know, when the pressure goes off more, a little pressure has gone off the dollar-naira relationship because the purported consumption has been drastically reduced. No more, it is no longer so profitable to export, to smuggle out of the country. That has reduced drastically our consumption, our purported consumption. And then when we no longer import, according to Dangote now, by June, which I believe will be the end of June, then the pressure again will be up. We'll be saving 7 trillion naira in, naira-dollar relationship. That will, naturally bring some relief to the pressure on the naira.
Okay, let's leave the naira. Let's leave President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let's travel down to Kano State. Over the past few months, we've been having conflicting judgments from the judiciary. On the Vanguard newspaper this morning, Kano Emirates Tasso, court gives conflicting orders on Sanusi removal. I really want to know what is going on in the judicial system. Why are the courts conflicting orders? Why are they confusing the citizens with the orders being given?
A federal high court in Kano, in fact, one in Abuja, said status quo should be maintained regarding the removal of Adebayo and the 4 other emirs. But yesterday, a federal high court in Kano now, said Mohammed Sanusi II should be stripped of, in fact, should be evicted from the palace. Now, you see, when people are calling for restructuring in Nigeria, I don't like that cliché. What people think is the demand. Even those who are making the demand, they are probably thinking of political restructuring alone. The restructuring that Nigeria requires go way beyond let's go back to regional government. Isn't it clear that the judiciary needs restructuring? Let me go back to how the Federal High Court started. The Federal High Court was formerly called the Federal Revenue Court. Still, the origin of that court, the Federal High Court was formerly called the Federal Revenue Court and was established by the Federal Revenue Act of 1973. Now, what is the location of the Federal High Court? The Federal High Court is generally a court of original jurisdiction. However, it has appellate jurisdiction from tribunals such as Tax Appeal Tribunal. Now, when they say original jurisdiction, does the issue of chieftaincy fall under original jurisdiction of Federal High Court? I am quoting the Constitution. I'm not quoting every report.
We understand.
We understand.
The Federal High Court is of original jurisdiction. So, is a chieftaincy matter. Does the federal government have emirs and things? Are they not original jurisdiction? Look, it is highly irresponsible of these judges in the Federal High Court to entertain such suit, whether be the what do they call this one, ex parte order or whatever. Original jurisdiction. This is clearly an exclusive preserve of the state judiciary and the state assembly. It is scandalous. It is highly scandalous. Original jurisdiction. For God's sake, why will the Federal High Court dabble into that? And then, in whose interest is all of this? You want to cause a stalemate. You want to bring anarchy, down on Kano.
And this is happening. It's happening in recent times. I mean, getting
Why is Ado Bayero doing that? Why is Ado Bayero doing that?
Do we blame Ali? Do we blame Ado Bayero, or the court that is even entertaining his suit?
Well, if
shouldn't the court throw out the suit immediately it was being brought in? Why entertain the suit?
You see, our attitude in the southern or western part is quite different to the attitude in the northern part regarding this chieftaincy thing. You see, the attitude is, it is God that gives power to whom he deems fit. It is God that takes power. It is God that gives life. It is God that takes it. You understand? Why Ado Bayero is yielding? They are cousins. Sanusi Lamido Sanusi Mohammed Sanusi II grew up with this Aminu Ado Bayero in that palace under Alhaji Ado Bayero. He actually married the daughter. His first wife is the daughter of Alhaji Ado Bayero.
Yes.
So they are intertwined, interlocked. You see, then the state government in Kano accused Ribadu, and you turn around to say you are misled. That is irresponsible. That is irresponsible. And then you say a victim. State is saying a victim. State government got an order from the state high court, a victim. The commissioner of police says we are obeying court order. And all of this, Kano is volatile.
Now that we have two court orders, which of these orders will the commissioner of police obey?
And obey.
No, the man will say, you really have legal department. The man will say, originally, the court has stopped the reinstatement of Sanusi. It says status quo ante be maintained. That is another one. That second one is simply a follow-up order on the one that the commissioner of police said he was going to obey. So, we are waiting for him to go and evict Sanusi Lamido from the palace.
And Kano being a very volatile state,
you won't do it.
Is this not going to cause a kind of a commotion? Because now it's in the we just saw a news flash that the governor of Kano State, that is Governor Yusuf, he has banned public protest amid emirship tussle.
How do you ban public protest? What's the meaning of that?
Probably he's afraid it could be hijacked by miscreants.
Maintain peace and order.
Of course it will be hijacked. It is a natural progression. It will be hijacked. And somebody has suggested to me, you see, it's a continuation of the election. You understand? It is the Gandhi and his group and the few people in Abuja, let me just limit it to Abuja, they are seeing it as another means of grabbing power. Create anarchy. Anarchy descends on Kano. You declare curfew. You move in mobile police. you move in the military. And of course, you know the people in some parts of this country, when during the Kaduna riot, they drafted the military. I will never forget Major General Paul Omu. I was around Kaduna then. They drafted the military. The military was shooting at them and killing them. They just went on and on. These are people, when you know they will be drafted in the name of God. You know they will not just, they will be drafted in the name of God. And when you think you are fighting for God, you know you will not just care about your life. So, and then when the military is drafted and military started, shooting and people get killed and then get complicated. And then the hope of those who are doing this is an emergency will be declared. And when an emergency is declared by the federal government, of course, it is somebody that is favorable to, their own party that will be appointed. They will influence that one too. And then they are grabbed power by other means. And in whose interest? That is the terrible part. Politicians they will go, look, Ganduje is fighting for his life. Ganduje will lose power. The moment Ganduje was appointed party chairman, I know he was going to be sacrificed. It is a natural tragedy. And the man, when he is sacrificed now as party chairman, he lost governorship, he no longer has governorship, he lost emirship, he lost party chairmanship. Where will he hide his face? He loses relevance. He's fighting for his, and they are ready to sacrifice anything and anybody. That is Nigerian politicians for you. You look at Netanyahu in Israel. It is all over the place. The man is fighting the political battle of his life, and thousands and tens of thousands of lives are going for it.
All right, comrade. I'd like to say a big thank you to you for being a part of our program this morning. We'll reach you again same time tomorrow for a fresh edition of.
That was great.
All right.
I'm grateful. God bless you. God bless our union.
Amen. Amen. Okay, we've been having a conversation with Comrade Ayodeji Ajishokwe, assistant broadcaster and public affairs analyst on the program today. Favor, do we have time to take comments this morning?
No, we don't. We have to go now.
Okay. All right. Well, as we celebrate the first anniversary of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration today, let's remain optimistic. And just like Comrade said, let's give the government more time. And let's keep praying for them and hoping that they will get things right and Nigerians will be able to smile. Again, my name is Adedamola LAFENWA, and I'm urging us to, in everything we do today, let's keep doing things to save Nigeria. Good morning.
Please do the right thing. That is the most important thing. My name is FAVOUR Olorontola. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday morning.